Hey there, and welcome to Histofy. Before we really get going today, I want you to do something for me. Just close your eyes for a quick second and think about the very last time you ate pizza. Like, really pictured it. Was it a Friday movie night with your friends? Maybe a chaotic childhood birthday party? Or just one of those late night cravings when life felt a little too heavy and you just needed something easy? It feels so incredibly normal to us now, doesn't it? Almost automatic. But what if I told you that one of the world's absolute favorite, universally loved foods actually started out as literal survival rations for the poor? And somehow, against all odds, it evolved into a global emotional obsession. There's actually a really profound reason why the specific dish feels bigger than just food. Once we unpack the hidden psychology and the emotional history behind it today, you're probably never going to look at a slice the same way again. So, why does pizza feel personal? Honestly, it's a surprisingly deep question to ask about something that literally comes in a greasy cardboard box. But I want you to really let that sink in for a moment. How on earth did something built purely out of desperation and survival end up carrying so much of emotional weight? We're talking about a food that totally transcended its physical ingredients to become this massive cultural anchor. You see, humans were never only hungry for food. We've always been hungry for comfort, for connection, for something that feels like home. And pizza? Well, pizza somehow delivered all of that in one perfectly baked package. Warm boxes, dim apartment lights, late nights. Just imagine a warm pizza box opening up, the steam rising slowly into the air. Someone reaches for a slice during a sudden heartbreak, or maybe a totally unplanned celebration. It's the sound of a delivery scooter buzzing outside at night, a greasy stained paper plate scattered all over a living room table. You know, it's those movie nights when nobody actually remembers the film, but everyone absolutely remembers the pizza. It feels so incredibly ordinary and familiar to us today, almost invisible in its everydayness. But here's the crazy part. Pizza was never actually supposed to become global. It originally belonged to an entirely different world, and frankly, it was never guaranteed to leave it. Okay, let's dive into with this section one, the familiar feeling. Pizza rarely ever arrives alone, does it? It almost always appears beside people. It's the centerpiece of friends crowded around those cardboard boxes during long conversations stretching way past midnight, or families sharing slices right under the warm kitchen lights. Think about college students eating cheaply while desperately trying to figure out their whole lives, or kids waiting impatiently while that melted cheese stretches endlessly from their very first bite. Pizza has quite literally become the backdrop to the modern human experience. In fact, our sources material perfectly captured this, stating some foods simply feed hunger. Pizza somehow became atmosphere. I really want you to let that profound thought sit for a second. Over time, we as a society have attached so much weight to it. Celebrations, loneliness, comfort after an exhausting long day at work, small, seemingly insignificant gatherings that slowly morphed into our absolute most cherished memories. Eventually, pizza stopped feeling like just food. It became a ritual, a sense of familiarity, basically an emotional background to modern life. Let's transition over to section 2, survival in ancient Naples. To really understand how this happened, we need to totally strip away the glowing delivery apps and the neon signs of today. Let's move to this timeline and see how this builds. Long before the modern cities we know even existed, humans were just baking flatbreads over an open fire. But pizza, as the world would eventually know it, truly began in a city shaped by survival. Its origins definitely aren't found in luxury, but in sheer gritty necessity. Just look at the timeline here. It starts way back in the ancient era with simple flatbreads cooked on hot stones across ancient civilizations, basically because it was warm, practical, and filling. Then, boom, we hit the 18th century, specifically Neapolitan street survival, which is where things get really fascinating. Next, the 20th century kicks in with American industrialization, and finally, we arrive at the modern era of absolute global convenience. So, this wasn't just some quick jump, it was literally centuries of slow evolution from basic human necessity to the ultimate modern comfort food. Let's zoom in on that 18th century period for a second. Naples back then was loud, crowded, and incredibly chaotic. This was food designed strictly for endurance, not luxury. The streets carried this intense mix of sea air, sweat, smoke, baking bread, and well, poverty all at once. Workers moved endlessly through these super narrow alleys. For the poor working class, food just had to be cheap. It had to be filling. It had to be fast. So basic ingredients like simple dough, tomatoes, which by the way, fun fact, were actually totally feared in Europe for centuries. Cheese, oil, and herbs were layered together simply because they were accessible. It was an ingenious, incredibly practical formula for fast survival, designed for people who barely even had time to stop walking. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive identity that pizza went through over the years. Look at the contrast on the screen. Originally, its intent was strictly practical, just a temporary, really cheap tool for survival. But compare that to its modern meaning, an emotional, celebratory, permanent global staple. I mean, no one stoning in those crowded Neapolitan streets could have ever imagined that one day the super humble street food would be glowing behind glass counters in nearly every single major city on earth. There's no way it was never designed to become a luxury. And ironically, that might be exactly why people connected with it so deeply. Because as we know, comfort so often begins in simplicity. That brings us right to section 3, the global transformation. So, how exactly did we get those crowded ancient streets where we are today? Well, eventually, the world just began moving faster. Trade routes rapidly expanded, migration completely reshaped cities, and as people moved, Italians carried their habits, the memories, and those humble recipes all the way across oceans. When pizza arrived in America, something completely shifted. As you can see in step 1, as industrial cities grew, workers in these new urban environments needed affordable meals. And communities really needed a sense of familiarity in these unfamiliar places. Then, step 2, factories cheapened in the ingredients, making pizza incredibly easy to produce on a massive scale. Step 3, refrigeration comes along and totally changes distribution, allowing it to spread even further. And finally, step 4, this iconic neon delivery culture emerges. The ovens got hotter, the slices became way larger, we got thick crust, street slices folded up in a busy hands beneath glowing city lights. But the truly fascinating irony here is that the more commercially accessible pizza became, the more emotionally attached we humans actually became to it. Moving right along to section 4, the psychology of comfort. Okay, we've talked about the rich history, but now we really need to shift our focus to the biology and sociology behind this whole phenomenon. Because let's be real, sometimes you order pizza not because you're actually hungry, but because you just want that familiarity. We need to understand exactly why we subconsciously crave this specific food over almost anything else. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is actual science backing this up. First, warm carbohydrates literally signal safety and energy to our brain. Second, melted cheese creates this intense richness that our brain directly associate with satisfaction and reward. Third, add in the shared eating experience, which activates deep-rooted social bonding instincts that have literally been with us since the dawn of humanity. And fourth, nostalgia. Our brains are quietly linking these specific sensory experiences. The warmth, the incredible smell filling up a small apartment, the sound of laughter around open boxes with really profound feelings of safety and belonging. It really all comes down to nostalgia. Think of it as the blending of memory with emotion, causing the brain to store moments emotionally rather than logically. Nostalgia acts as an absolutely incredible emotional shortcut because pizza enters our lives so early on at childhood parties, school events, family gatherings. Our brains lock all those positive feelings away. Years later, literally just one familiar bite can reopen entire emotional worlds. It instantly transports you right back to that tiny university dorm room, or that Friday night family movie marathon, or even breakups that were softened by shared food, completely without you even realizing what's happening. And that leads us to our final part, section 5, our emotional architecture. This completely transformed pizza into something else entirely. From those Tokyo alleyways glowing with neon signs to frozen pizza stacked endlessly inside supermarket freezers, it tells us something fundamental about human nature itself. We don't just eat to survive, we eat to connect. We eat to heal loneliness and to create rituals inside our chaotic lives. As our source beautifully puts it, pizzas stopped being just food and became emotional architecture. It became a structure that humans built memories inside. A shared meal can make total strangers feel completely familiar. A familiar taste can soften the absolute most difficult days. And over time, certain foods just stop being objects entirely. They become feelings. So the crucial point here is that it evolved from a local survival food into an emotional language for billions of people. Think about it, a literal survival food. From the loud, poverty stricken streets of Naples, crossed oceans, survived intense industrialization, adapted across countless different cultures, and firmly embedded itself right into the core human emotional experience. That feels permanent, almost timeless, right? But that permanence was created slowly, piece by piece, through repetition, memory, and emotion. It perfectly reflects how we as humans universally turns basic survival into profound lasting meaning. As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. What food carries your deepest stories? Tonight, somewhere in the world, another pizza box is going to open under a warm light. Someone will laugh. Someone will eat alone after a tremendously long day. And someone will quietly feel comfort without even fully understanding why. Maybe pizza survived across generations because humans were never only hungry for food. We're hungry for connection. I want you to think about that the very next time you open a box and grab a slice. Thanks so much for exploring this emotional architecture with me today, and I'll catch you on the next one.